Hey guys, it's been a while since I did one of these. Today we have a live trading recap. I also am going to do a weekly analysis where basically I'm going to break down what happened this week, what we could expect from next week, and basically just showing you guys what are the nuances and what really happened this week that led to price action trading the way it did. Of course, all these trades were taken inside of the Legacy Funded Futures Discord. So I will show you guys exactly my live execution, where I entered, where I exited. But let's get straight into the video. So first things first, we obviously want to look at the start of the week. So we opened up quite bullish, and what I will say about this week is price continued to just reference Asia highs and Asia lows all week, pretty much. And I'll show you guys exactly how it did that. However, over here you could see we had some pretty larger fair value gaps in here on Monday. We came out, swept some of these lows. And if I'm being honest, guys, I kind of had this bias incorrect because I was thinking we were going to trade down to some of these lows, and kind of forget about this entire gap just based off of some little subtleties. Like you have this candle with no wick. You have this big range where usually some of these big gaps they end up getting filled, but that just didn't happen this time. And so looking back, maybe it was just not a good time to trade overall. But you could see we did have some level of expansion. Let's go on the lower time frame, see if we find any entries. See, even if we were bullish, not the greatest PA. There's such a lack of fair value gaps in here. We kind of just deliver. Obviously, if you're following the higher time frame, you might be able to catch a trade off like the 30-minute. You could see how well we reacted to the CE point. But overall, like this is not the greatest PA. But again, we continue to reference back to Asia. You can see right here, Asia highs are taken. I was bearish on this day. I had the correct bias. However, I did not get to see the full expansion that I wanted to see, which would have been from this fair value gap. So what opportunities were right here? There was a pretty good inversion. If we look at the 1 minute, let's check the 2 minute. Might also have another opportunity. Yeah, 2 minute is even cleaner. So you can see that we come down, invert it, immediately have a bearish reaction to it. We take out all of these relative equal lows. However, of course, we don't have any crazy expansion right here. So maybe you might take a partial here. Let's just say you have a perfect entry. You have a decent stop. You could get a 1 to 2, so that's a decent trade. However, I know most people are going to be aiming for these London lows, Asia lows. So a lot of people are going to get break even or stopped out right there, anyways. So what happens the remainder of the week? Well, we continue to kind of just key off of some of these higher time frame fair value gaps in here. You can see just based off this, we continue to just be bullish. And I think what this is it was kind of leading up to basically post NVIDIA. We're engineering a bunch of lows. When this is happening, you're gonna get less high probability price action. Like it's just not gonna run where you think it's gonna run because we're engineering lows. So like you might think we're gonna run lower, but because we obviously want to leave those lows going into later the week, well, we're not going to trade to them. We're going to have a completely opposite bias. And the best way to honestly avoid this confusion is just to not trade or maybe just lessen your size. But overall, just not trading works just fine. Asia session again referenced highs taken, London high taken. So we're just kind of sitting inside of this range up until I'll show you guys Thursday and Friday. So what comes from this day? We have Thursday. So Thursday has kind of this more bullish run. I was pretty bullish going into this day because what I was considering is that we were breaking out of this overall range. This was accumulation. Maybe each low getting taken is manipulation. You can see we're respecting bullish PD areas. And so I was looking at this high because this was a daily high. Again, like not great price action. I wanted to get long all up in here. Did not get the greatest opportunities. I guess maybe if we're trading like, I know there was a SMT right here with ES. If you're trading like a turtle soup, there might be opportunity there, but overall, just not the cleanest price action. You see on the 15 minute, we're just up and down, up and down, up and down. Yeah, we grind up, but it's not super clean. So what happens Friday? Where honestly, I had a few losses going into the week, and this kind of ended off like a great positive week. So there's nothing to complain about. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Don't want to skip too ahead right here. Okay. So what's happening so far? Well, we come up, take some of these highs. If you look on like the 30-minute hourly, we're starting to wick out at the highs. And so what I'm expecting right here is we have a bunch of lows just engineered left. We have NVIDIA lows. What does that mean? What does that even mean? That's a data low. So because we had a large news event, we're going to have leftover orders here. Price is going to want to always fill that area. And so, normally we have red folder, which I talk about all the time. The same thing with NVIDIA. It's another red folder. It's just at a completely weird, different time. What clues did we have in here? Well, we had this fair value gap. We have a lack of fair value gaps in here. What does that tell us? Well, that kind of tells us like, okay, there's not, this buying in here is not very purposeful. Like something's going on here where there's not a ton of large orders coming into the market. We're probably going to take those out because smart money is not on their side. If we look right here, again, we have New York session. We have London session. And guess what else we have? We have Asia session. So again, how many times has price referenced Asia session, Asia session? Little foreshadowing, we don't come up and take this Asia high. Why is that? Well, we're probably going to go take it later. Okay, we don't need to take it right now. But just our overall bias, there's no reason to be bullish here. Unless we like completely destroy all of these fair value gaps in here, there's no reason to be bullish. So what was I looking for when the market opened? Well, we had accumulation right here. We manipulated, taking quite a bit of these highs in here. Then what do we have? We have a perfect bullish fair value gap to invert. See how price reacts right here. Boom. That was our entry. Right in here, stop loss, kind of weird and different right here. I mean, normally you'd put it all the way up here, but I kind of put it in the middle. Anyways, so what was I looking for? I was looking for some of these lows to be hit within this range. If we measure this overall range, we have our discount. Where does discount land? Well, we're already kind of getting into that discount. So I'm just kind of looking for a reasonable target, which is going to be London session. Final target is going to be Asia session. I'll tell you right now, NVIDIA lows hit, but I did not hold. That's perfectly fine. We got a 1 to ARR. Okay, let's look at the video. So I do kind of start the video a little late, but you see right here, entered off of that 5-minute, right on the break. Our first partial is going to be the London low, so we're getting in quite a bit of a discount. Final target is going to be Asia low. Okay, so I let price trade down there. I cut the trade when I see yes, kind of reaching for a New York AM session. And perfect trade right here. I'm just explaining basically to the chat the different drawdowns there are for the legacy funded accounts. But anyways, Very simple trade. This one trade made back all of my losses for the week, which is amazing. All it takes is one day to completely turn around your week. So never let a few bad days get to you. As long as you're managing your risk on those bad days, then you will be fine the rest of the week, the rest of your trading career. Like that's all that matters is controlling those losses. Now, what can I expect from the remainder of the week? Let's sorry, following week. So again, we kind of failed to meet these highs up here, which originally I had wanted us to hit. You see, might be just keying off of this inversion right here. So looking based on this, what I would want to see going into the rest of the week, if we're bearish, we're going to come down and we're going to close below this daily fair value gap. So what will that look like? Well, just closure like this, have another black candle, and then what's going to lead from there? Well, if we have that, we're going to absolutely destroy these lows down here. And so honestly, I could see a pretty deep retracement. We've had pretty much bullishness this entire season from April. Yeah, we have a little retracements in here, nothing crazy. I could see us having a retracement just for us to come up later. Okay, that's pretty common. And I think we could expect to see that with the volatility that's ramping up now. I hope you guys learned something. Of course, I will be live with you guys the remainder of the week. We've been absolutely destroying the markets. So we're going to continue to destroy the markets. Let's see if we could get out of this range. See if we could get some closure beneath this inversion. Going to give us more setups. Once we have that, if we have more buy side, it's going to be amazing. We're going to have more buy side. It's going to be clean. Just us being in this range makes it a little difficult. Keep managing your risk, keep your size low, and we will survive this upcoming winter. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next one.